Good afternoon, everyone. I am sure some of you would have known me, Mrs. Lawrence, and some of you might not have seen me before, so I'm introducing myself. I am Paulette Lawrence, Mrs. Lawrence, and I have been teaching for over 40 years. Before you were born, some of you were born, and I have been teaching. I have taught so many students that I cannot even count them. I cannot even count them. Most of my teaching life I've spent in the grade 5 and 6 Common Entrance PEP, Common Entrance GSAT PEP, now PEP. So welcome to Writers Plus Academy, where I'll make PEP as simple as ABC. Simple and as easy as ABC. Boys and girls, adults, if you're on the platform, no stress, no worries. This is the right place for you. I'm just gonna make it so easy for you. Now this evening, we are going to be looking at ability test. What is ability test? What is it all about? Now, I could give it another name. I could say it is an intelligent test to test how smart you are, to see how well you can think. That's all ability test is about. The assessor wants to see if you can think, if you can solve problems, and not just think, but if you can think critically. Now, I am sure you have been hearing about critical thinking. What is critical thinking? Critical thinking is, let me simplify it. It's not just thinking simple, but it's looking at something, listening to something, and make sense of it. And you can say, well, it is factual. It is factual, or it's not factual. It is an opinion. It's not right. It's right. It is wrong. So when you think critically, you come up with a decision. The thing is right or it is wrong. It makes sense. It doesn't make sense. It can go like that. And so you have to think about it. Now, for you to think about something to see if it makes sense, you have what is called strategies. What are strategies? Oh, that can help you to think and to solve problems. Strategies are just activities, boys and girls. They are things that you can do to solve problems and to think more about a situation. So some of the strategies that we can use, we can ask questions, we can answer questions, we can draw things to analyze. We can analyze, we can draw, we can look at them in detail, use our senses to see what it's all about, our awareness or senses. So you can do different things that we call strategy to solve problems and to think better. Now this evening, we're going to be starting with observation. I have ability test on the board and I'm going to put observation. Now, observation we'll be looking at this way, right? Observation. I leave out something. I leave out something here. Did I? B O B O. I did the E the wrong. Sorry. I know it's look a little wrong. All right, good. Observation. What is observation? Now, observation is looking at something carefully. Observation is looking at something carefully, not just glancing. For example, you are walking down the street and a man grabs somebody's handbag. The police, two police officers came up to you and said, John, Mary, did you see the person? Yes. He said, how he looks? He said, well, he's dark. He had on a red shirt. And he was wearing a black pants. The police officer might say, that's not enough. Because anybody can change a shirt. I wouldn't be able to find it for it. So when we observe, look at details. Details, meaning you would look at the person, nose, the eyes, you look if they have any scars, and all of that. So when you're observing, you have to look carefully at details or detail. You have to. So if somebody asks you, where you went yesterday? I went to the zoo. Now just telling them that I went to the zoo yesterday, I saw some animals. You have to describe them, what they were doing, and all of that. So observation is a good skill that every one of us should master. When you go somewhere, make sure you look at your surrounding, look at the people, not just sitting down and just unaware. Observation. Now, observation is a key strategy that will help you to solve problems and to think critically. Now, today I am going to give us an activity that will help us to think better and solve problems better. I am not sure if you have ever heard of this one, but we're going to look at an acronym. And an acronym is a short form. A short form. It stands for something. We're going to look at an acronym. And it's SCUMPS. We're going to be looking at an acronym, SCUMPS, SCUMPS. Now you might say, what's that acronym? Oh, that acronym can help me. But yes, it can help you. The acronym SCRUM stands for something. The S stands for size. The C stands for color. Write them in your book. If you have your textbook, make sure when you're on Miss Lauren's class, you are writing. All right? The C, then the U stands for use. Then the M stands for material. Then the P stands for parts. Then the S at the last S stands for shape. Now, SCOMPS can help you in almost all kinds of writing. If you're doing creative writing, you can use it. If you come into a room, you can tell about the size of the room, the color of the room, what it's used for, the material the room is made up of, the parts, and the shape. So it helps you with writing, SCOMPS, if you know this technique, if you know this activity, if you know this strategy. It can help you with writing. It can help you with thinking. So when you see a room or you see a plant, it's not just a plant. You know, so many times I see students, you say, write about a frog or an animal, any kind of animal, frog, which is an amphibian, an animal, you can call it that, or write about water, anything. And they, Miss, I don't know what to write about. But if you have SCOMPS, you can actually write about an animal. You can tell about the size of the animal. You can tell the color of the animal. What the animal does. What he does. Hop, jump. You know, you can describe the animal. If it's soft, it has softness, it's whatever, describe them. Rough skin, whatever. You can tell about the parts, the legs, the head, and so forth, and the shape. So once you can master SCOMPS, this activity, and you can use it in almost all areas. Even in social studies and science, it can help you. So this afternoon, we'll be spending a little more time on SCOMPS. And that is what we're going to be doing. So I'm going to be writing five words on the board. And we're going to describe them together. Pencil. 5, pencil. Leaf. And cup. Eraser. And the other one is rock. All right, 5. And we are going to be using SCOMPS to describe a pencil. Let's look at the pencil. What's the size of a pencil? So if you're writing, you can look at the size of the pencil. It's long. Right? It is long. If you have a pencil and you have been sharpening it, you can say it's short, depending on the pencil, the size. You look at it. Color of the pencil. It's yellow. Most pencils seem to be yellow. Or it could be red, or it could be green. So you have the pencil in your hand. You're looking at the pencil. You could be saying the pencil is yellow, red, green, or whatever color. Then what is a pencil used for? It is used for writing stories, drawing. What else it can do? Shading, coloring, all of those. What's the material it's made up of? You have the lead, you have the graphite, you have the lead, and the outside the material, wood, or whatever you have. Then the parts of the pencil. You have the point, you have the body, you have the eraser, and whatever parts there are, because you would have the pencil. Then the shape of the pencil. Is it rectangular? Is it round? Probably you can have even square pencil, you know, different types of pencils. So here, right away, you're able to write even a paragraph or more on a pencil that before you knew about skunks, you wouldn't be able to write. Right? So, that's a pencil. Now we're going to look at leaf. And in the meantime, while I am talking, you start thinking of things in your mind. Leaf. Size of the leaf. Some leaves are big, some are small, and some are medium size. So it depends on the leaf that you're actually looking at. Then the leaf, the color. Leaves do have different colors. Some are green, red, even purple. Some are yellow. So it depends on the leaf that you're looking at. So you look at the color and you look at the size. What are leaves used for? They can be used for medicine. They can be used for photosynthesis. That means they help to manufacture the food for the plants. What's the use of leaves? Right? They can be used for covering. They can be used for shades, covering shades. And you can think of other ways the leaf can be used. Now, the material that the leaf is made up of. It is made up of water. It is made up of tissues and other things. You can think about that. The parts of the leaves are parts of a leaf, parts of a leaf, or parts of leaves. You can have the main vein, you can have the edges, and you can have the stalk, whatever part of the leaf. So you can look at it because you would have had it, you would have had a leaf, or you would have a leaf in your hand. You can have a leaf in your hand that you're actually looking at. The shape of a leaf. It could be elongated. It could be maybe oval, and different shapes of the leaves. You can find them. And so we would have described, based on our observation, we can describe a leaf cup. Let's go with the cup. Size can be a small cup or it can be a large cup. Color can be color blue, red, white, all sorts of colors you will have. The use of the cup. You can use it for liquid, and you can put solid in it. You can store things and so forth. Material. Some of them can be metallic, some can be ceramic, and different types of material would make up the cup. And the parts of the cup, you have the handle, you have the handle, you have the body, so to speak, you have the bottom, you have the top, and so you have different parts of the cup. The shape, I've seen square cups and I've seen oval cups, right? So you can look at those. Eraser. Different size, you can have big, you can have little, you can have medium. You can have different color, white, red, blue, green, different. Then the use of the eraser, most time, is to erase things. But you know, students always even take the eraser and draw a line, you know, because they can use it. So you can use it for different things in the classroom. Material, it is made up of maybe some fibers, soft fibers, some natural, and the part of the eraser. Sometimes you have a part, the rough part. Sometimes you have the eraser can erase ink, and you have an eraser that can only erase pencil, and some that can erase both pencil and ink. Shape of the eraser, I've seen square eraser, and I've seen rectangular, I've seen circular too. And so the last one, so we are looking at stumps. we are looking at it. We are looking at SCOPS so that we can describe using this acronym. And this will help us. Rock. Rock can be large rocks, can be small rocks, it can be medium-sized rocks. So you describe that. Color, it can be black, brown, probably blue, and so forth. What's the use of a rock? Not just to throw in the water, but rock serves rocks. You use them on the beach. They help people to climb. They beautify places. You can use rocks in many ways. Material, again, you have sediments and all of that make up the material. The parts of the rock, you have the upper part, you have the core, and you have the outside, and you have the inside core. The shapes of rocks, they vary. Oval, and some can be long, some can be flat rocks and all of that. So you're actually looking at the shape of the rock. So to everyone, I don't know, parents, you might be there. If you can have your students or children using these techniques, so when they are describing or when they come across things, they look at it from this perspective, where they can describe, they can analyze, and they can figure out. And this will help them when they go into the exam with the ability test. When they get all these shapes, make sure you look at the color, make you look sure at the size, if they are the same size, or there are similarities there, or there are differences. You look at, how it is used. So you look at the size, you look at the shape, if they are the same shape. So you have to be careful when you are looking at these things, because sometimes they do look similar, but they might put one might just have 5 circles and one have 4 circles. So you have to look at them. Are they the same shapes? All of that. So we have looked at SCOMS and how it can help you to describe things. Now it's your turn. Now we are going to do an activity now. When you're using SCOMS, ask yourself, how big is the thing, how little, what it is used for, what it is made of, what are the parts or the section, right? How it can help me, and all of that. Now I am going to give you a little quiz. It is about 10 questions that I'm going to ask you. And at the end, I'm going to give you possible answers, not necessarily. So you don't, some of them, in many cases, you can have different answers, but they will be correct. So you're going to listen carefully and you're going to write. Make sure when you're in Mrs. Lawrence's class, you write. So this is an observation test, and it's based on how well you have been observing and using so you're going to use your observation skills as well as your imaginative skills to come up with the answers. First one is you're going to write, you're going to identify an object that is round and it can roll. Write the answer. Write the name of an object that is round and it can roll. Number 2. So number 1, write the name of an object that is round and it can roll. Number 2, name an object that is made of metal. Number 2, name an object that is made of metal. Number 3, write the name of an object which feels soft when you touch it. Number 3, write the name of an object which feels soft when you touch it. Number 4, name an object that is fragile. Think about what I mean. I'm not going to tell you. You have to think about what fragile means. Name an object. Number 4, name an object that is fragile. Number 5, name an object that is used only outdoor, not inside, only outside. Name an object, number 5, that is used only outdoors. Number 6, name an object with at least 3 parts that function differently. 3 parts, and that's number 6. At least, can be more. Number 7, identify an object that is smaller than your hand. Number 7, name an object that is smaller than your hand. Number 8, name an object that makes a sound when you shake it or tap it. Name an object that makes a sound when you shake or tap it. That's number 8. Number 9. I'm going to go through them again. Number 9, so no problem. I'm going to read them again. Number 9, name an object that changes shape when you squeeze it. Number 9. Number 10, name an object that feels cold when you touch it. Number 10, name an object that feels cold when you touch it. Number 11, I'm going to go to number 12. Number 11, name an object that can stretch or bend without breaking. Name an object that can stretch or bend without breaking. And number 12, the last one, name 2 objects that are different in size but are used for the same purpose. Name two objects that are different in size but are used for the same purpose. And I'm going to go again. 12 of them, I'm going to read them again. So if you didn't get it the first time, listen carefully. Because remember, it's all about you. Number 1, identify an object that is round and can roll. Write that down. Number 2, write the name of an object which is made of metal. Number 3, name an object which feels soft when you touch it. Number 4, name an object that is fragile. Number 5, name an object that is used only outdoor. Number 6, name an object with at least 3 parts. Number 7, name an object smaller than your hand. Number 8, identify a sound. Identify an object that makes a sound when you shake or tap it. Number 9, name an object that changes shape when you squeeze it. Number 10, identify something that feels cold when you touch it. Number 10, identify something that feels cold when you touch it. Number 11, name one object that can stretch or bend without breaking. And number 12, name two objects that are different in size but used for the same purpose. And all these questions are thinking questions. If you get above 9, then that's excellent. Above 7, that is good. Above 5, that is fair or satisfactory. And below 5, you need to think harder. All right, ready for the answers, the possible answers. Number 1. Number 1, identify an object that is round and can roll. And most of you would know that that's a ball. Can you think of anything else that is round and can roll? Well, I say a ball. You think of others, and if you can think of others, right, that's okay. Number 2, name an object which is made of metal. And I have zinc, but you could have zinc, you could have a car is made of metal, you have metal chairs, you have metal tables, metals all over. So any one of those, They are, if you have metal chair, metal table, whatever metal you have, that's correct. Number 3, name an object which feels soft when you touch it. Could be a feather, it could be cotton, it could be sponge, it could be a pillow. Think about that. Any one of those would be right. Anyone. Number 4, name an object that is fragile. And fragile here means it is breakable, easy to break. That would be a glass, it could be a mirror, glass, drinking mirror, and it could be a bulb or anyone like that, something that is quite delicate. Then number 5, name an object that is used outdoor only, and you couldn't do anything with garden tool, machete, all of those, plus umbrella. You use an umbrella outside. It's maybe a there are some tables, chairs that can take the rain, or table. They are made just for outside. So anything like that could be right. Then number 6, name an object with at least 3 parts. And that would be a complex machine. You would know that. And you could think of a bicycle, could think of things in your home, you could think of cameras, you could think of cell phones, you could think of things in your homes like the blender or anything like that. So if you have those with 3 parts, these are complex machines. Then number 7, identify an object that is smaller than your hand. It could be a sharpener, it could be a eraser, it could be a marble, it could be a sweet, anything. If you have any of those, you are correct. And it shows that you are thinking. No, or it could be a pebble. A pebble is small. Then number 8, identify something that makes a sound when you shake or tap it. Could be a rattler, the one the baby shake, or the baby shaker, or it could be that tambourine, anything like that. Good. Anything that makes sound when you shake it or tap it. Number 9, name an object that changes when you squeeze it. It could be Play-Doh, or it could be the one that you remind me of, that one that you love to pull apart. Some of you call it the slime. That, right? Or it could be Play-Doh, it could be dumpling, if you're needing dumpling, or anything like that. Then, number 10, identify something that feels cold when you touch it. This could be ice cream, it could be ice, anything cold, something you have. This could be chicken because it's in the refrigerator, all right, or the freezer. Now, number 11, name one thing that you can stretch and it doesn't break. Not necessarily elastic, but it could be elastic. Or maybe you can, I don't know, maybe you could use a ruler, flexi ruler, or something that is, can stretch. You can think of any other thing. I've given you at least 1 or 2 of them, so you can come up with your other answers. Then number 12, name 2 objects that are different in size but can be used for the same purpose. A small cup and a big cup. A small fork and a big fork. A small spoon and a big spoon. Score yourself. I am sure you have done well. Good job. And that's for ability tests. All right. So we're going to go straight now into the mathematics. I like creative writing and mathematics. Those are my two favorite subjects. Mathematics, creative writing. All right. All right. I like ability test, social study, all of those, but my favorite, I love to write. All right. So this evening we're going to be looking at patterns and rules. Now, mathematics students, mathematics is everywhere in your house. You're going to the kitchen, you're measuring flour, sugar, rice, cornmeal. If you're going into the bathroom, you're weighing yourself, or you see things, you see measurements. If you go to the market, you're using ratio. If you're going to the supermarket, ratio again, and you're looking at the better buy. Should I buy the tissue for 10 tissue, or does the tissue for $200 as against 5 tissue over here for $150, whatever? Where's the better buy? So every day you're measuring things, right? You're measuring. Any decision you have to make, you have to look at time, what time, the elapse of time, how much time passed. You have to check, you have to look at grams and kilograms, you have to measure, and you have to sort numbers. So every day you have to look, you have to compare which one is shorter, which one is longer. You have dresses or pants, which one longer, which one shorter. So every day you use mathematics. You have to check your lunch money, you have to check your change, you have to know if you get back your right change, and you have to look again, should I buy the patty and the cocoa bread as against the bun and the cheese? Am I going to save some money? All of those, boys and girls, parents, they are mathematics. We use them every day. And so mathematics is a lifetime skill. It's real. It's a real life application to what we do every day. And so today we're going to be looking at finding patterns or describing patterns and sequence. We're going to be looking at sequence. Now, right. Finding patterns and rules. Let us do that. Finding patterns and rules. And the entire world is made up of patterns. Patterns on your clothes, design. The world is designed. You have trees, you have birds, you have the leaves, you have patterns in your home, you have everything. So all of what we're going to be doing in mathematics would be applicable to our homes and our schools and our environment and patterns. What are patterns? Patterns are designs. Now today we're going to be looking at, before we go further to tell you about patterns and design, I want us to look at two words. I want us to look at sequence and terms. The word term and the word sequence. Now a sequence, let me write it, an ordered list of numbers. An ordered list of numbers. So a sequence must be in some order. Order. Let me write this. An ordered list of numbers. For example, and we can go on. Those dots mean go on. Indefinitely, you go on. All right, so example. So this is a sequence. So we are counting by 2, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. That's a sequence. Term now. Each number or object in a sequence is called a term. So if I say what's the first term in this sequence, that would be 2. So that's the first term. If I say what is the fourth, if I say what is the fourth term in this sequence, 1, 2, 3, 4, that would be 8. And if I say what's the sixth term, that would be 6. So the term is each number or object in a sequence. So the sequence is 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, and the term. All right, let me give you one now. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, on and on and on. If I say what's a third term in this sequence, this is called a sequence. The third term would be 15. And what would be the fifth term? That would be 25. All right? Now, there's an very easy way of finding terms and finding terms in sequence. Now, I'm going to give you a simple one. And I'm going to see if we can do it. Sometimes it's good you can use, when you want to find terms in a sequence, you can use a table. I'm going to use a table and see if we could find. All right? Draw your table. You're going to draw a term and you're going to put your term number. Term number. You don't have to start from 1, but I'm starting from 1. And then you have the term. So this can help you to find the term. The term number can help you to find the term. So I'm going to draw. All right. So I'm going to put the term number. I'm going to use 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So the term number can help you to find the term. So I put 4 here, 8 here, 12 here, and I put 16 here. Now, can we find the other four terms? Can we find the other four terms? Can we find the other four terms? Try and see what you have. Find the other term. 1, 4, 2. So you notice that they're adding. 2 4s 8, they had 4 each time. Or you could be multiplying 1 4, 2 4s, 3 4s. So for this one would be 20, 24, 28, and 32. So you can use a table to help you to find the term when you are doing mathematics. For example, if you say Mary ate, let me erase this. Or Mark ate 3 apples on Monday. On Tuesday, he ate, let's say, 5 apples. Next, he ate 7 apples. 9 apples. Right? Then the next term, 12, sorry, this is 11 apples, 13 apples. If the pattern continues on the next day, which would be Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, again, how much would he have eaten on the next day? That would be Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So Saturday and Sunday, based on the pattern, it would eat 15 here and 17 there. Right? So a table can help you, and we'll be doing more of that. Even if you don't catch on to it now, we will always be doing them, and I will go over it many, many times for you because it's all about you. All right? Now we're going to move on a little. Now sequences will come in ability tests, and it will come in mathematics as well. So I'm going to give you some patterns that some patterns that we come across when we are doing mathematics or ability tests. And I'm going to tell you the names of these patterns, some of them. All right. Now, some of these patterns that we have are patterns that when you go, patterns. Some types of patterns. One, you have growing patterns. That means the numbers are increasing. So they're getting bigger. and that will come out increasing. You might have to add or multiply. Then you have some are repeating patterns. Right? And so I'm going to give you an example of each. All right? So you have repeating pattern. So you might have something like this. I'll soon give you one for that. You might have 2, 5, 2, 3, 2, 5, 2, 3, and so you watch the pattern. So when you go to exam and you get these sequences, you look at the pattern. Is it a growing pattern? Are the numbers increasing? Or it's a decreasing pattern? You have decreasing pattern too. Or decreasing patterns. So the number keep decreasing. Right? Decreasing pattern. So you start with 10, then you have 8, 6, 4, and the next one will be 2. So you're looking for patterns. When you go in the ability test, you're gonna get the patterns, same sequencing, patterns, but if you can identify the pattern, it will help you. Then you have this kind of pattern too. This one, you have what is called look at this one. So decreasing, we did decreasing already. You have 49, 64, 81, 100, 121. Can you tell the type of pattern you're seeing here? So if you can identify the pattern of each sequence that you're doing, it would help you greatly. 49, 64, 81, 100, 121. What kind of pattern are you seeing there? This is a square pattern. Right? So we're going to look at some of the rules afterwards. Square pattern. All right, square pattern. Then we're going to look at another pattern that I think you will see. Look at this one. Look at this one. 3, 9, 4, 8, 5, 7, 6. This is what you call a zigzag pattern. And you have to just watch it. You have a 3 here. How did they come by the 9? They had a 6 here. How did they take away a 5 here? How did they had a 4 here? And 8. The other 8, they take away a 3 here. And so forth. Coming back. Alright, so you have a zigzag pattern. These are the frequent ones that we will see in exam. Then you have some of them. But I don't think you will get it, but I'm just telling you, some of them are irregular and they are complex. You might not get that one. But you might have okay, this one is a 2, 6, 18, 54. What kind of pattern you seeing there? You are seeing that it's a multiplication pattern. multiplication pattern. Then you have, let's see if I can squeeze over here. This one, you tell me. Some of them, they are irregular pattern. Let me write it here. You have a 0, 10, 19, 27, 34, 40. This is an irregular pattern. Right? Now this one, you have a 10. Then here you have the 10 plus, you had from here, you plus a 9. Then you plus a 8. Then what would you plus here now? A 7. And then what would you plus here now? A 6. Right? So this is quite an irregular pattern. So you have to watch what they are doing. It's an irregular pattern. So you have the zigzag. Right? Sometimes they might even skip 2 numbers. But we will look at some of those. Now, these are pattern. The growing pattern, you increase, you can multiply. Repeated pattern, decreasing patterns, square patterns, zigzag patterns, multiplication pattern, irregular patterns. Alright? So these are the different types of pattern. The sequences, remember I told you about the sequences, is a orderly, right? But in these orderly sequences, you can have irregular pattern, you can have square pattern. So you have to be quick to say, what pattern am I looking at? Now, the next thing we're going to be looking at is rules. What are the rules? How did they come about? The next term, how they come to know the next term. Now, if you have numbers, let's see. And I'm going to erase that so that I can have. So those are just the patterns that, you will see, the sequences. You have different sequences, but the sequences, they have the terms, but you can look at the pattern. And based on the pattern, you can come up with the rules. So we're going to look at the rules now, based on the pattern. The rules. Now we can see that it is a decreasing, the sequence has a decreasing pattern. This sequence has a decreasing pattern. But we want to know the rule. What did they do? What are they doing? And so you see that they are subtracting. Subtracting 5 each time or from the previous term, right? They are subtracting 5 each time or subtracting 5 from the previous term. Now you are going to look at this. It's number 2. And you are going to tell me what they have been doing in this one. You tell me what they have been doing in that one. Look at that one and tell me what you're seeing in that one. Number 3, 100, 110, 10. Tell me what you're seeing in those. Tell me the rule for those. What is the rule for those? I'm not asking you, just tell me the rule, what you're seeing, the rule. Just the rule. Look at those. Go ahead and do those. For this one, the rule, they are adding 6 each time. Adding 6 to each term. Next one, they're adding 10. To the previous or to each term. Then for the next one, what are they doing? 9. What do you notice here? From 9 to 16. That's 7. 7 and that. Sorry. Where am I? Oh, sorry. This one, what's the pattern for this? This is 9. So they are squaring 3. Square numbers. 3 multiplied by 3 equal 9. 4 multiplied by 4 equals 16. 5 multiplied by 5 equals 25. 6 multiplied by 6 equals 36. So these are square number. The pattern, square number. Next one, 27, 22, 17, 12. So they are decreasing, they are subtracting. So the rule is subtracting 5 from each term. And then the other one is similar. They are subtracting 5 from each term. So these are some of the patterns that you will come across in mathematics as well as in ability tests. I'm just going to give you a few that you can work on, and let's see if we can work on a few of them. Finding pattern. All right, so these now, this one you are going to write the number, write the missing. So you're going to look at the sequence, look at the pattern, what they're doing, write the missing number. In each sequence. One, 81, 64, 49, and 36. Right, that's one. This one now. If you can find those, open right. Right. Next one. Four. All right, those four. You can look at those 4 and we will find the missing numbers. You can look at those 4 and we'll find the missing numbers. All right. What should be the missing number here? Look at the pattern, if you can identify it. First thing, when you see the sequence, try and identify the pattern. This pattern has to do with square numbers. So this is a square number pattern. You look if it's a square number pattern, if it's a decreasing pattern, an increasing pattern, a growing pattern, an alternative pattern, if it's a repetition or a repeating term rather, if it's a repeating term, if it is alternative term. So first thing you look to see if you can figure out what term they are using. What pattern rather, sorry, not term, what pattern are they using? What pattern? Is it a decreasing pattern? Is it an increasing pattern? Is it a square pattern? Is it a multiplication pattern? Is it an alternative pattern where they use this, that? Is it an irregular pattern? Or the other patterns that I did mention? So the first thing, try and get it in your head. What kind of pattern are they using? Then if you can get the type of pattern, you will be able to use it. All right. So we can see here, just looking at it, we see that it's a square pattern. 9 multiplied by 9, 81. 8 multiplied by 8, 64. 7 multiplied by 7, 49. 6 multiplied by 6, 36. And the next one would be 5 multiplied by 5, 25. Now you have 16 here. You notice that multiply by 2, get that. So the next one would be 64. And then they had 64 and 64, 128. And then 128 and 128 would be 8 and 8, 16, 5, 256. Now this is a decreasing pattern. It's getting smaller and smaller and smaller. So this is 3. So they take off 3 here, subtract 3, get 17. 3 here from 17 will be 14. And 3 from that 11, and 3 from 11 would be 8. What are they doing here? They have 3 multiplied by 3, 9. Then 3 multiplied by 9, give it 27. Then 3 multiplied by 27. Come on, let us multiply that. 3 7s 21. 3 2s 6. 6 3 7s 21. 3 2 6. 6 and 2 81. All right. Now, as we leave this platform, I'll continue with the sequencing and pattern tomorrow evening. And tomorrow evening, we'll be doing the same ability test. We'll be doing ability test. Moving on. But before I leave the platform this evening, I wrote a little question that I said, as I said, sequencing don't have to be numbers alone. It can be letters. Tomorrow, we'll do a little bit more about that. I am going to read this little question for you. And I want you to do it. And if you get it right, give yourself a big pat, a nice little pat on your shoulder. All right, listen carefully. A radio station plays today's top song during an afternoon program, or during the afternoon program. The first time the radio program played the song was at 2:10. 2:10, and let me clean all this. We will continue sequencing patterns and terms so that you can know the difference between, you need to know what's a pattern, you need to know a sequence, what's a term, and what is a rule. We will continue those 4 concepts tomorrow again. Rule, sequence, pattern, term, and rule or rules. Now I'm giving you the last exercise for the evening. Yes, it's evening now. A radio station played a song at 2:10 in the afternoon, so it's 2:10 p.m. It was played again at 2:40 p.m. It was played at 3:10 p.m. and so on. If the pattern continue, when will the song, the next song, the same song they're repeating, they played it at 2:10, they played it at 2:40, they played it at 3:10. What time will the next song be played? What time will the next song be played? Let me give you a little time to think about it. So I'm reminding you again, tomorrow, same time, same platform. I'm here because of you. It's all about you. And so I'm going to take my time and I'm going to go through them over and over again. We have been looking at sequence, patterns, rules, patterns, rules, sequence, and terms. Those are 4 concepts. You don't have to get them correct today. There's always be tomorrow for us to go through them again. I am here for you. Now, 2:10, we played it at 2:40, if you know the time, and they played it at 3:10. So you notice that it is at half an hour interval. So 30 minutes, 2:40. 30 minutes, 3:10. So the next one would be what? The next one would be, if you want to write it in, the next one would be 20 minutes to 4 or 3:40. 3:40 p.m. So if you have 20 minutes to 4 or 3:40. So this is half an hour, another half an hour would give you 3:10, another half an hour from 3:10 would be 3:40 p.m. If you got that right, pat yourself on your shoulder. Boys and girls, parents, thank you for joining Writers Plus Academy. It's a joy, it's a privilege. It's my life teaching. I want you to learn. I want you to do very well. Thank you. Have a good night.